there. How are you guys? Hi, this is Holly. Thank you for joining me on Smile by Holly. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to have you here. I'm so excited to share with you this really fun cascading album that we'll be making today. And it comes in its own little gift box. So what a cute idea to gift somebody. So fun. So let me just show you this. I was having fun making these 3D flowers, and I just cut out 2 flowers and then popped them up on a really large pop-up dot. I don't know if you can see that. And then for the center, I added a different colored center, but I used the stuff called crystal lacquer. Have you guys ever tried that? Or I think it's called crystal lacquer or crystal accents, but it gives kind of a glossy middle. And oh my gosh, I was having so much fun. I think I made like 40 of these cute little flowers. Anyway, so that's what's on the front, but look at this cute box. The lid comes off. And here is our cute cascading album. And let me just show you this. This is so cute. Is that just so fun? Let's try it again. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Sorry, that is with the sound effects, which, you know, just make it that much better. Let's try it again. Boop, 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 boop. There you go. Complete with sound effects. Anyway, this is our cascading album that we'll be making today. And in our little cascading album, there is a pull-out little note card. And you could have photos that pulled out in here. I mean, so many different things that you could use. But I just have a cute little pull-out that you could do some journaling in. I am happy when. Let's take a look at this back one. That's just a cute card that you could, you know, maybe write a note or something. So anyway, do you guys want to make this today? Well, I hope so, because we're going to make it anyway. Let me just try that one more time because I think it is so fun. Do, 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 do. Okay, anyway, with the cute box. So let's just go ahead, jump right in and get started. Okay, so to start out, let's go ahead and make our base. Now that is the white part here that is our accordion style base. Okay, so what you'll need is a piece of paper that is 11 1/4 by 4. 11 1/4 by 4. And then let's bring in our scoreboard. And on the 11-inch side, let's go ahead and score, and I'll give you all the numbers for the accordion. It is, okay, it's 1 1/8, 2 1/4, 3 3/8, 4 1/2, 5 5/8. Let's see, 5 5/8. 6 3/4. 7 7/8. 9 and 10 1/8. Okay, so that is going to make our accordion. Let's just go ahead and we'll accordion it right now. I've got my bone folder, and just like those fans that you used to make, just back and forth, accordion it. Accordion it, is that a word? Just kind of crease it with your bone folder as you go. This was such a fun album to make. However, when I first saw this album, I actually fell in love with it, but all of the measurements were in centimeters. And can I just tell you that centimeters and our measurements do not actually work out to be exact. So I have to say this album took me a lot of time to try to figure out my own measurements. So appreciate the measurements. Okay, so there is our little base. Now let's go ahead and make our folders. So for the folders, you are going to want 5 pieces of paper that are 8 1/2 by 4. And these are going to make these cute little folders right here. Okay, 8 1/2 by 4. We'll bring in our scoreboard again. And we want to score it at 2 1/4 and 1/6 and an 1/8. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do that to my other 4. Once again, 2 1/4 and 1/6 and an 1/8. Oops, it got away from me. 2 1/4 by 1/6 and an 1/8. Isn't this just darling paper? Oh my gosh, love it, love it. 2 1/4 by 1/6 and an 1/8. And last one. How are you guys today? Are you having a fun day? Are you enjoying summer? Love, love, love summer. Just puts me in a good mood. I hope you are enjoying it too. Okay, those are all scored. Now let's go ahead and fold and burnish them. Just got my bone folder here. Give that a good score or a good burnish. And what this is going to do, this makes that little folder right there. And then this little folder is going to come on over here and just be adhered right there. So simple, right? Okay, now it's going to seal in the back, but before we seal it, go ahead and take a circle punch and let's make a little notch. Okay, that will kind of show you that there is a pull out. You see that little notch there? Okay, now that we've done that, we can go ahead and just put a little bit of adhesive on the edge and seal up our little mini folder. It's a mini folder. Look how perfect that is. Now we don't need to seal the bottom, and I'll show you when we go to adhere it why that's not necessary. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do that to my other ones. And I think what I'll do is I kind of want to, wow, I sealed that. I kind of want all of the things to be in the same spot. I'm going to open that back up for a minute. Just for a minute. I want all my notches to match. So I'm going to notch them all first. Just so they're kind of in the same spot. Okay, fold and burnish. And once again, we'll go ahead and just lay that on top so we can notch it in the same spot. And once again, this is just a circle punch, and I'm just doing a half circle. Can I tell you, this circle punch comes in so handy. I think I use it more than any punch. You know, back in the days, I think I used to have every punch, like a frog punch, a flower punch, oh my gosh, so many punches. And now I rarely go to my punches, and that's my bad. I could probably be a lot more creative if I just used my punches. But I do use this circle punch. I do use that one. What about you guys? Do you remember the punch kind of era? The punches were kind of, I think they were like $8, $9, $10 a punch. So they were kind of expensive. And I don't know. I don't think I would spend that nowadays. I just don't think I would get my monies out of it. Now I have all these punches that I don't even use. So anyway, okay, now I'm going to go ahead. Once again, we're going to seal these up. Just add a little bit of adhesive to one side and fold that folder over. Okay, so there are, look how cute those are, our little tiny mini folders. Okay, now before we adhere these on, I'm going to bring in my little accordion file here. And I've cut 5 strips of paper, and these strips of paper are 3/4 of an inch by 3 3/4. So 3/4 by 3 3/4. And this is just some cute coordinating paper that we are going to add right there to kind of mat it, to pull the whole look in. So I'm just going to go through and add some adhesive. I think it's a little bit easier to get this on before you have your album all the way assembled. So that's why we're doing it now. Okay, so we've got our first one on. Now we're going to be putting the file folder right there. So our next one is going to be right here. So if you have to actually put one on to kind of help you see where you're putting it. So that will go here. We'll have another file folder that just butts up right there. Okay, so that means we are going to put another one right here. I just think it helps if you put one on so you can see what you're doing. And I even think these strips are not that necessary. I just think the end result, it looks a little bit more complete. But then this is going to adhere right here. And so we want another one right here. So I hope this helps by kind of showing you as we put it together. That's how it helps me to visualize where I need to put that. And then this will go here. So then that means I need one right here. So it's like every other one except for the first one. So we go blank one, add one, blank one, add one, blank one, add one, blank one, add one, blank one, and then add one as this flips over because you want that to be on the front, okay? So now let's go ahead and just add our pages. What do I want for my first page? I think I like that stripe. So what we're going to do is we're just going to add some adhesive right here onto this empty space, and then this is just going to just center that on and push it down good. Now, if you want, you could seal your little folder up, but because of the way that this folds, nothing can really get out. Does that make sense? So I don't think it's necessary, but whatever you want to do, okay? Let's go ahead and add some adhesive onto our next one. I think we'll use this one. This is kind of like fun retro paper, those cassette tapes. Isn't that fun? And I'm trying to think really hard what this paper pack is, and I can't. I'm sorry. I've been doing too many projects that I should have written it down before I got everything cut out. So apology, accept my apology, okay? Oops, I got that one on back. I had the seam here, and you don't really want the seam showing, so flip that around. And then our last one is on the very end. Those cameras, that's so cute. Okay, so let's take a look at our album. It just folds up just so cute. Dang it, I like that accordion file fold. I'm just gonna give it a good crease here. Make sure the paper knows what it's supposed to be doing, right? Okay, so there you go. Isn't that just so cute? I get so excited doing this. Okay, so for the little inserts, these little notes are 3 5/8 by 3 7/8. And let me just show you. This just fits down in here nice and perfect to where you can still see, you know, the part of the white that you can grab and pull up. And once again, these can be decorated with a cute saying. You could pull it out and have a photo. You could pull it out and have a cute thought. I mean, so many different things. I'm actually not going to be decorating the insides of these just because I just barely made one with the same paper. But use your imagination and put whatever you would like on your little pull-out note cards. Another thing you can do is, you know, decorate the front. Okay, see how I have these cute little sayings on the front. Okay, so find something that coordinates or just make your own. I had a friend write in and she goes, I really like to make my own embellishments. And I'm like, better for you. That's awesome. You know, I tend to just like buy the embellishments that go with the paper pack, but how creative. Make your own embellishments to put on the front. Okay, so we have our cascading album done. I just love that. Anyway, I could do that for days. So here is our finished one with the embellishments, and here's the one that we just made. Let's go ahead now and make our box. Okay, now we're going to cut the paper for our box, the cute little box that it fits down in. For the base, the bottom of the box, you will want to cut it at 11 3/4 by 4 5/8. Okay, for the top of the box, it's going to be a little bit bigger because you want the top to be able to just slide down nice and easy over the top. So that's why it's a little bit bigger. But the top is going to measure 12 by 2 3/8. Okay, let's do a little bit of scoring. So let's bring our scoreboard in and we will make the box now. So on the 11 3/4 inch side, you want to score it at 3/4 of an inch and at 5 1/2, and then 6 1/4 and 11. Then we want to flip it just a quarter, and we want to make a score line at 3/4 of an inch down. Okay, so done with the scoring on our base. Now for the lid, bring the lid in, and on the lid on the 12-inch side, you want to score it at 3/4, at 5 5/8, and then just flip it all the way around, and let's do that again. So 3/4 and 5 5/8, and then just do it a quarter turn, and we are going to score it at 3/4 of an inch. So we are ready to put our box together. Look at that cute rainbow paper. Oh my goodness, I love it. Okay, I'm going to take my bone folder and just go ahead and fold and burnish these. Now, the way that you put them together are very similar as far as cutting and gluing. So let me just show you. You'll go, oh, we just did that with the bottom of the box. So I'm going to fold and burnish all of these. Okay, so let's start with the box, okay, the bottom part of the box. As you can see, there's a little teeny tiny square right here, and we are just going to cut up on that square, okay? Make a little slit. Now we're going to miter, so that just means we're going to take a little teeny tiny triangle out on both of the sides. This helps to your album or your box to fold a little bit better. Now go over to these two score lines in the middle, and let me just fold them so I can see them a little bit better. We are going to cut up on those two score lines, and once again we have this little flippy flap here, so we are going to just miter it, cut a little triangle out of it. You know, and actually it's not necessary, but I really think it helps your box fold just that much better. Now over here we have another little square, but we are just going to cut that little square out, just the little teeny tiny square, and cut it out. Okay, so that is what the base of our box looks like. Now we're going to do almost the same thing with the top. So bring in your lid. Okay, once again you'll notice we have that little teeny tiny square right here. We're just going to cut a slit. Okay, then miter it. Go ahead and cut your little triangle. There are our two other little score lines. So cut up, and then miter that. Miter, miter. Pull out my little triangle. I got a little excited on the mitering and I cut a little too much, but it'll still work. Okay, now there's that other little square right here, and we are just going to cut that out. So cut the little square out, and we're ready to put it together. So we'll start with the lid. What you'll want to do, fold these two little flippy flaps up. Actually, fold all the flaps up. We're just going to put adhesive on the two little flip flaps, and then the very first long one. Okay, you don't want to do it on this one because that's going to be on the outside. So fold this in and just kind of press it together. That's going to make the end of the box. Take this little flippy flap, okay, fold that in. And then this is our sticky side. So take this little flip piece and just lay it down over the top, okay? Then you've got this outside piece. Let's add some adhesive and just fold that over. Okay, look how simple. Simple, simple, and yet it's just slightly bigger, so it's going to fit over the box just nicely. So let's do the same. Bring in your box. Let's fold up all of our little flippy flaps. I guess they're called tabs. I don't know where I got flippy flaps. Anyway, we'll add some adhesive onto our two little tabs and then onto the very first long tab. Okay, and fold this little tab in and press on it a little bit. Okay, it's going to make a nice little box there. Take this little tab and fold it in. And once again, this is the sticky part. See? Bring that over and just lay it down on top, okay? And then this part, we are just going to add some adhesive and fold that over. It makes the perfect little box. Now, in hindsight, I probably would have made this with a little bit thicker paper. I use this pattern paper and it's not super sturdy. So maybe something to think about. I still think it's going to be just fine though. Okay, so let's bring in our album. This is the one that we didn't embellish yet, but we'll bring in our album and watch. It just fits down in there so nice. Now watch the lid. Because the lid was just slightly bigger, it just folds down over there just perfectly. Isn't that just great? I'm just going to add a few little embellishments on the front of this. I had so much fun making these 3D flowers. Oops, that one popped. But can you see that pop-up dot? I got these off Amazon, and it's just, it's like almost if you had 2 or 3 little pop-ups, and I just love it because it really adds some dimension. So like on the front of your projects, I think it's perfect. And that little bit of crystal lacquer, just think it really adds. Okay, so I'm going to add my flip-flops up here, and then I'm going to cut them off. I know that sounds kind of funny, but just so that the box, when the lid's off, it's going to be 2 separate pieces. So there's a flip-flop. I'm going to just add these on so I can see where I need to do it. See, I think I'll angle them in. Angle it in, angle it in. I'm going to take off the lid. Now you're probably going, what are you doing? But like I did on the other box, I actually cut these off. I know it sounds funny, but I'm cutting them off, trying to figure out the best way to do it. So part of the flip-flop will be up there. We'll put our lid on, and then part of the flip-flop will be at the bottom. Now you don't have to do this. You could just use one full embellishment. I mean, I just thought this looked kind of fun that it was in 2 pieces. So I'm going to add my adhesive and line that up. Just kind of something different. You know, it's always fun to try new and different things. Line that up. Okay, so look how cute. There are our flip-flops. Who would even know that they're in 2 pieces, right? I'm going to add a couple of little flowers and we will be done. That's a cute little blue flower there. I know, you're waiting for the bow. I think I'm going to hold off on the bow on this album. No, 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 no. It'll be just fine, guys. We've added enough flowers to make up for it. Okay, so there is our cute little flip-flop album that pulls off, and then our little cascading album comes out. So fun! What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? So here was our actual finished one with all the embellishments. I think it really adds when you go and put like the cute happy together, and then you add, you know, some fun things on the pullout. Anyway, so there are the fun things that we made today. You know, feel free to message me if you have any questions. It was so much fun making this with you. I really appreciate your support. So if you liked the video, give me a big thumbs up. I would also love to have you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. So go out, have yourself a fun crafting day, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Goodbye, everybody.